Okay. Obviously, back in San Antonio, what are your thoughts coming back here? Kind of the emotions that you're going through right now back in this town.
Not a lot. I talked about a little bit. It's game by game, honestly, and I think someone pointed out to me a revenge tour with Brooklyn, Philly, and San Antonio coming up, but I don't look at it like that. And I think at some point I'll look down at Pop and think some being on the opposing sideline, but not much more than that until that point. And, try to keep it game by game, and that's like the honest truth. The way I feel about it, or it's not a lot of. I'm not big on nostalgia moments and sentimental things and all that. So it's another game we need to win and improve on, and that's the way I look at it.
You said that you were lucky to experience the real life in the NBA in Philadelphia and in Brooklyn. What did you take away from your time here? What were the biggest things you learned from being on Coach Popovich's staff for as long as you were?
Yeah, the foundation of basketball, I think, and I learned it really as a player coming. That's kind of who I was, and probably what attracted me to them in general, and then why he hired me to be a coach here. So we thought very similar ways about things, about the foundational pieces, and so that kind of laid the groundwork of me being who I am as a coach and the way I think and feel about the game. And obviously going to 2 championships my first years and being in big games, big situations, learning as far as that, that stuff was what shaped my coaching career. And so, I played in a lot of different situations as a player. So it wasn't just Philly and Brooklyn. And, so I've been well-rounded as far as the places I've been in, organizations and things I've seen and been a part of. So, but as far as from the coaching side, just learning from Pop, and he always stressed the relationship piece of it. And you saw that with his relationship with Tony, Tim, and Manu, and I understand that piece and what it does for your team. And so you carry that on your own way, different than his. Obviously, 15 years with guys is different than forming new relationships, but that was always number one to him. It wasn't about the X's and O's and playing schemes, practices. Anybody can kind of do that. It's how you connect with your guys.
Yeah, you said the foundation of basketball. You guys saw it similarly. What do you think is the foundation of basketball? And I know that's a really broad question.
Yeah, unselfish team play, being selfless on the court, defense, and it's setting the tone. And it's hard to really win at a high level without that. And it's no magic formula. It's the stuff you learn when you're a kid, and teamwork and sharing and trusting your guys and believing in each other. And so it's those basic fundamentals that I learned from Pop. We took it back to almost elementary type of drills, going into training camp to reinforce habits. And so it's all those things. And, I always look at it like unselfish offensively, be great defensively, and then you always give yourself a chance.
Thanks.
A couple Zoom questions, Coach. First from Chris Ryan.
You're on mute. Okay, there you go.
Hey, Ime. A little bit more on Coach Pop for a second. And, you talked about how he develops relationships and invests in people. How does that allow you to be able to kind of talk to people honestly about what's going on the court as well? And does it take time to develop those types of relationships where you invest in the person and then you can be even more honest about who they are, what you want them to do? Yeah,
I would say that the honesty part doesn't take time. It's what I think players want to hear from the get-go. You can obviously coach them a little harder or differently based on the time spent and the relationship formed, but the honesty is upfront from day one. I think, I enjoyed that as a player, coaches that were upfront and honest with you, although it may be hard to hear at times. I think that's definitely a way you have to approach guys. They got a BS, antennas go up on BS. And so I think players see through that pretty quickly. And so being upfront and honest is the way I am and the way I think players appreciate coaches being. So you can obviously, like I said, go harder at them once you form that bond and relationships. But from day one, the honesty got to be there.
Next question from John Corrales.
Hey, Coach. I feel like this might be along the same lines, but you talk about being unselfish, and you've talked in the past about bad habits. How do you get guys whose habits have been more ISO individual styles to get to that level of unselfishness that you're looking for?
Daily reinforcing of those habits, film sessions, individual conversations, and, group film sessions, something that we stress and show it every day, how easy it can be or how difficult we can make it. And so, that's something that's not going to happen overnight. Something we want guys to grow in that area. And, we want them to see how different it looks on film and in person when we do it the right way. And so it's quite evident on film when you see it, a tough shot or playing in a crowd versus getting off the ball and getting somebody a wide open shot. And so, I mentioned it quite a bit that, if guys are making the right plays, and we'll live with the result. And so far, we've done that for the most part, in my opinion, other than, as I said, being stagnant at times. Overall, guys are trusting their teammates, making the right pass, especially our playmakers. And we talked about the growth for those guys. That's a big step in their development.
Mark Murphy.
Hi, Ime. How's Jaylen coming along?
Jaylen is good. He's feeling good. I think he had less soreness and stiffness after this last game than his first game back. And so, although it's a day-to-day thing that you're monitoring, you still have to be cautious of that there's a risk there. So you keep him in a shorter stints and lower minutes overall, but increase those game by game based on how he feels after the previous one.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.